Hello once again and welcome to another topic about legal and ethical use of technology. Remember that as we increase the use of technology in the classroom, we must also be conscious of ethical issues that arise from the continuous use of technology. Our understanding of the biggest ethical issues affecting our classrooms will help us better understand how to address them. The introduction of new technology can have a profound effect on human behavior. New technologies give us capabilities that we did not have before, which in turn create environments and situations that have not been specifically addressed in ethical terms. Those who master new technologies gain new power, those who cannot or do not master them may lose power. New technologies create new situations that we have never dealt with before. How do we handle the new capabilities that these devices empower us with? In the classroom, the attractiveness or novelty of the computer should not overpower the student learning. Computers should not change teaching methods, their inclusion should simply help improve learning. In this lesson we will be answering the question, how can teachers teach students ethical, acceptable and appropriate ways to use the internet? Children learn about ethics in school from their first day of kindergarten. The teacher tells them the rules and the reasons for rules. They learn not to cheat or hurt each other. However, the advent of technology in the classroom adds complexity to classroom ethics. Many students begin playing with a device before entering elementary school. Every student's experience with using the technology and the internet differs. Some parents may forbid online interactions unless the child has permission. Some may not allow children to connect to the internet without a parent around. Technology brings ethical issues to the forefront long before students learn how to handle real-life situations from an ethical standpoint. Children do not have much preparation for cyberbullying and copyright issues. Teachers not only contend with students bringing devices to school but also their various skill levels in using them and the internet. Christopher McGilvery, an Angelo State University lecturer, recommends one approach that can help teachers demonstrate and guide students in learning how to use technology ethically. He offers the acronym TechSmart as an option for helping students navigate the ethical waters of their digital world. The first one is take care of technology equipment. With malware and viruses running rampant, students must learn to watch what they download, click and share. Then next, explore appropriate and safe sites for learning and research. Many websites contain inaccurate or false information. Teachers can provide a list of approved websites. Students need to learn how to evaluate websites and assess whether they can trust the content. Next is the copyright law, Fair Use Act and Creative Commons matter. Students learn how to copy and paste without realizing the copyright implications. Understanding copyright and related laws will help ensure students follow the rules in using and sharing content. Then letter H for helping to prevent cyberbullying. The anonymity of the internet and not seeing faces makes it easy to say things one would not utter in person. Teaching students about cyberbullying requires discussing not only its definition but also how hurtful and damaging it can be. Teachers should give examples of cyberbullying and encourage students to report any cyberbullying incident to teachers, counselors, administrators or their parents. Next is letter S for the self-image, which is important. Without seeing faces, people can easily overshare in a digital world. Kids need to learn how future employers look up candidates' social media accounts to see how they represent themselves in public. Then letter M for making use of netiquette. Netiquette comprises the rules of an online community. Sloppy writing in online forums, device distraction while in conversation, and sending of unsolicited emails are a few examples of poor netiquette. Learners need to understand what makes good and bad netiquette and why. For letter A, always give credit to original source. Like citing references in term papers, students learn about the importance of using online citations to respect copyright laws and eschew plagiarism. Plagiarism is presenting someone else's word or ideas as your own, with or without their consent, by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. It is a punishable offense, and it is a form of intellectual theft. The word plagiarism has come from the Latin word plagiarius, which means to kidnap. As the plagiarism definition suggests, when someone uses the work of another without properly citing the source or giving credit, then that will be an instance of plagiarism. This is presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own, with or without their consent, by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. Most people unknowingly use content in this manner, which leads to plagiarism issues. The following acts are considered to be plagiarism. 1. Copying media from other sources to use it in your own website, especially images. 2. Taking footage from other videos that are copyright protected to make your own video, especially music or soundtrack. 3. Playing the music of another person that is copyrighted. Plagiarism can affect someone's career adversely. The student often uses parts of an article in his project without crediting the source, therefore, committing plagiarism. The teachers must warn the students about it. If the student is changing the word order or summarizing the work or using exact lines from a text without using quotation marks or citing the source, that is not crediting the source correctly, then it will be considered plagiarism. However, reusing a previous work or parts of it also comes under plagiarism. It is called self-plagiarism, and if the teacher finds an instance of self-plagiarism, then the student may end up with a poor grade. For letter R, remember to be effective, thoughtful and ethical digital creators. Teachers can incorporate assignments that use digital tools in the classroom. This allows students to learn how to use technology responsibly with teacher oversight. Then for letter T, think. Teachers can integrate TechSmart into their lesson plans and encourage students to think about technology's purpose in all digital interactions. Cybercrime is defined as a crime where a computer is the object of the crime or is used as a tool to commit an offense. A cybercriminal may use a device to access a user's personal information, confidential business information, government information, or disable a device. These are criminal offenses committed via the internet or otherwise aided by various forms of computer technology, such as the use of online social networks to bully others or sending sexually explicit digital photos with a smartphone. It is vastly growing in the world of technology today. Criminals of the World Wide Web exploit internet users' personal information for their own gain. They dive deep into the dark web to buy and sell illegal products and services. They even gain access to classified government information. What is information theft? There have been a growing number of cases of information theft over the past few years. While more and more electronic security measures have been going up to protect people's possessions and information, these new technologies have bugs and design flaws that are opening up whole new worlds for the technologically advanced criminal. Information theft is a computer crime when one deliberately steals information for purposes of studying how to compete with other organizations or companies. Getting confidential information about school administrators, academic officials, teachers, staff, and students without legal authorization is considered as information theft. Next is the term encryption. It is the process of converting readable data to unreadable one. An encryption key is needed to enable the person to convert it back in readable form. A person who illegally accesses the information would only see characteristics that do not contain any meaning. The purpose of data encryption is to protect digital data confidentiality as it is stored on computer systems and transmitted using the internet or other computer networks. Encryption is an important way for individuals and companies to protect sensitive information from hacking. Malicious software refers to any malicious program that causes harm to a computer system or network. Malicious malware software attacks a computer or network in the form of viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, and adware. The following malicious acts are commonly experiences in emails, cell phones, instant or text messaging devices and blogs. These are spam, phishing, spam messages, malware, and adware. Next is messaging spam. It is sometimes called spam, which is a type of spam targeting users of instant messaging services, SMS, or private messages within websites. Instant messaging systems, such as Telegram, WhatsApp, Twitter direct messaging, Kik, Skype and Snapchat are all targets for spammers. How can I stop spam? Now that you're informed about spam, here are some tips on how to identify phishing emails and malspam and prevent yourself from becoming a victim. 1. Don't respond to spam. By responding to spam, you demonstrate to spammers that your email is valid and they will send you more spam. 2. Turn your spam filter on. 3. Turn macros off. If someone emails you an attachment and the document asks you to enable macros, click no, especially if you don't know the sender. 4. Learn how to spot phishing emails. 5. Use multi-factor authentication. 6. Install cybersecurity. We tend to think of cybercrime as something that happens to other people who simply weren't careful about their online activities. The reality is that we're all constantly under attack from cybercriminals, and the proof is in your inbox. These can be reduced if not prevented by adjusting the built-in settings in your emails to delete spam automatically. Outlook Express has in its setup that can block messages from a particular sender or subject. Email filtering blocks unwanted email messaged from designated sources. Anti-spam program can also help block these unwanted messages before it reaches your inbox. The problem that these anti-spam and email filtering can bring is that it sometimes block and remove valid or legal email messages. Phishing, may also called as carding or spoofing. Phishing is a scam in which an agent sends a legitimate-looking email that attempts to steal personal and financial information, including bank account numbers of the recipient. It is one of the easiest forms of cyber attack for criminals to carry out, and one of the easiest to fall for. It's also one that can provide everything hackers need to ransack their targets' personal and work accounts. Malware, short for malicious software, is a blanket term for viruses, worms, trojans and other harmful computer programs hackers use to wreak destruction and gain access to sensitive information. It refers to any software designed to cause damage to a single computer, server, or computer network. These are the different types of malware. 1. A worm is a standalone piece of malicious software that reproduces itself and spreads from computer to computer. 2. A virus is a piece of computer code that inserts itself within the code of another standalone program, then forces that program to take malicious action and spread itself. 3. A Trojan is a program that cannot reproduce itself but masquerades as something the user wants and tricks them into activating it so it can do its damage and spread. Malware will inevitably penetrate your network. You must have defenses that provide significant visibility and breach detection. In order to remove malware, you must be able to identify malicious actors quickly. This requires constant network scanning. Once the threat is identified, you must remove the malware from your network. Today's antivirus products are not enough to protect against advanced cyber threats. Learn how to update your antivirus strategy. Adware or advertising-supported software is a software that displays unwanted advertisements on your computer. Adware programs will tend to serve you pop-up ads, can change your browser's homepage, add spyware and just bombard your device with advertisements. Adware is a more succinct name for potentially unwanted programs. It is a software that incorporates the presentation of advertisement as condition for operating the software. It's not quite a virus and it may not be as obviously malicious as a lot of other problematic code floating around on the internet. Make no mistake about it, though, that adware needs to come off of whatever machine it's on. Not only can adware be really bothersome every time you use your machine, it could also cause long-term issues for your device. It seems like in the modern age of technology, hackers are taking over our systems and no one is safe. We really need to educate ourselves on the preventive measures in order to protect ourselves. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel. And be sure to click the bell button to be notified. See you next time.